Hello, and welcome to day 3 of 30 days of Q&A. So today I'm going to be answering the question that I got around landing a job interview. So how do I actually land that job interview? So that's what we're talking about today. Before I jump in, I just want to introduce myself to those of you that don't know me. So my name is Janine Esbrand and I'm the founder of Lightbox Coaching, where I help women to build careers that they love whilst raising a family. So if you don't know already, we're doing 30 days of Q&A. If you haven't checked out day 1 and 2, I would suggest that you go check out those videos. But yeah, today we're talking about how do you land that interview. So when you're going through the job search process, you really want to be making sure that you're setting everything out in terms of your CV and your cover letter in a way that's going to put you in the best light. But how do you do that? So type 1 in the comments if this is a challenge for you, or if this is something that you struggled with when you're trying to figure out, well, how do I make myself stand out so that I actually get to that interview? So type below and let me know. So the number one thing that you need to do in order for you to stand out is to realise that it's not about you. It's not about you. So even though you are applying for the job, and even though you want to be selling your skills and you want to be demonstrating how you're suitable, the organisation is what you really need to be thinking about, and what they're looking for and what their goals are is what you really need to focus on. And the reason why you need to do that is because when the person is reviewing your CV or your cover letter, what they're really doing is seeing whether you are the person to help solve their problem. So if they're hiring, that means that either somebody's left the company and you're replacing them, or you would be replacing them, or it means that they're expanding their team. So as they're reading through your CV and your cover letter, in the back of their minds, they're thinking, is this person going to be able to help us to achieve our business goals? So when you are preparing your CV and your cover letter, you need to make sure that you're doing it in a way that makes it easy for them to say yes to that question. So you don't want to make it all about you when you're putting your when you're putting it together. You don't want it to just seem as though you're listing out all of your accomplishments, because that doesn't make it easy for them to know how you are the right person for them. So what you want to be doing is looking at the job specification and looking at everything that they've listed in there and thinking about, well, why have they written that in there? What is it that they're really looking for? What do they want in a candidate? And then looking at your experience and thinking about all that you have to offer. You want to be detailing things in your CV and in your cover letter that are going to speak to the things that they're looking for. So you can do this line by line before you even start typing anything in terms of your CV or your cover letter. Just go through the job spec and line by line think about, well, what could I use in terms of my experience to demonstrate that I have what they're looking for. So do that first. Spend some time thinking about examples, spend some time thinking about previous experience, and then thinking about some tangible results. So it's one thing to say, okay, I'm good at project management, and it's another thing to say, I worked on a project where we were able to achieve X, Y, or Z result. So, you know, we were able to reduce losses, or we were able to achieve a certain amount of profit. So you want to be able to put in tangible results. You want to show what you've done, and then you want to show how that's made a difference to the company, because you want the person reading it to say, oh wow, okay, so they saved them money so they could do it for me, or they managed this huge project so they could do it for me. So make your CV less of a list and more of, okay, this is what I did and this is the result that I got. And that's going to make a massive difference to how you stand out, because the reality is whoever's looking at your CV isn't going to be looking at it for long. They're going to scan through it, they're going to spend maybe 5 to 10 seconds looking at it quickly to see whether or not it's worth their time to dig deeper. So if you're not grabbing their attention straight away, you're not going to be the candidate that they call for interview. So you want to make sure hi Deborah. So you would make sure that you're grabbing their attention, and the way that you're going to grab their attention is by pinpointing and highlighting those things that they are looking for, and you get those clues from the job specification. So it's a different approach. If you're just used to just sitting down and writing your CV, take this approach, because it's going to mean that the time and effort that you're spending is going to yield much better results. And this is part of the reason why you hear people say, okay, am I supposed to do a different CV and cover letter for every job that I'm applying for. Well, yes, you are. In a sense, you might be applying for a group of jobs that are very similar, so you might only need to tweak your documents here and there, but ultimately you're looking at every job that you're applying for, and you're making sure that you're demonstrating through your CV and your cover letter how you meet what they're looking for, and how you can be the person who's going to add value to their organisation, and who's going to be able to go in and get things done really quickly, hit the ground running, and be an asset to their team, because ultimately they want to hire somebody who's going to fit in well with their team but going to get the work done. So those are my tips for you in terms of landing the job interview. You want to be that person that is showing them upfront in your CV and your cover letter that you have the skills that they're looking for, and you get the clues around that from the job spec. And if you want to go a step further, you can do more research around the company. So social media makes it really easy now for you to find out information that wouldn't otherwise be available, say, on the company's website. So hi Angela. So you can spend some time looking on social media. So if you're applying for a company, you can check out their Twitter account, you can check out their LinkedIn, you can even check out their Facebook, and just see the types of things that they're posting, because those can give indicators to maybe some of the upcoming projects they're working on, maybe the direction that the company's going in. And so if you can find some areas where you've maybe had previous experience, then you know that you want to highlight that in your CV and your cover letter, because that's an area of focus for the company. So that's kind of bonus stuff. That's where you want to dig deeper and spend more time. But yeah, I would absolutely advise you to do that, because it's not hard to do, but it could be a massive difference between you and another candidate who hasn't spent the time to do that additional research. So that's my answer to today's question. How do you land that job interview? So I'm going to be back tomorrow at around the same time with day 4 of 30 Days of Q&A. I am putting together a job pack for you, a job search pack. So if you're searching for a job, this pack is going to include a CV template. It's going to include the anatomy of a winning cover letter. I'm going to share with you how to tap into the hidden job market, and then also give you a list of agencies that focus on flexible working. So I'm pulling that all together throughout this week, and so if you want to grab a copy of those documents and get the pack, I'm going to put a link in the description so that you can go and do that. And if you have any friends who are job searching at the moment and could do with some support and some help in this area, please share this video and tell them about this series, because it's likely that over the course of this month I'm going to answer a question that they have. And so I hope you found this useful, and I hope they do too. And so come back and join me tomorrow. And thanks for joining me live, ladies. And I will speak to you guys again tomorrow. Bye.